one has to really be very careful to keep on checking themselves as to how much they accept when it comes to bullshit, when it comes to nonsense, when it comes to disrespect, when it comes to anything that is not helping them elevate, helping you as a human feel elevated. That doesn't mean that nobody should, stick your nose to your own shit if you fail to see it or fail to acknowledge it. Of course, that's fine. But again, you should not be defined through that lens or through that perspective. And you should not define yourself through that lens or perspective at all. As a matter of fact, just because you made a mistake or just because you had an encounter that was not fortunate does not mean that you don't deserve better. Now, the problematic is that, again, this is my opinion. When you start believing that, oh no, this that I'm going through, or this and that and that and that, no, it's because I'm not this enough, I'm not that enough. What happens? You become overly saturated with a projection of a super confident person. You act all this, you act all that, both men and women, and usually you'll take material stuff or physical traits or whatever it may be to cover up for whatever it is that you're missing. It can be, and I'm not saying that everybody who does these things necessarily is potentially hiding this self-sabotaging behavior. But all I'm saying is that we all want to be seen as pleasurable and as nice as we want people to see us. It's not always the truth, it's not always whatever, but that's how, we put an image of ourselves out there that's, that's acceptable, that's polite, that's well polished, that's well arranged. Look at social media. So now this is the thing. The problematic is that how to identify if you're about this sabotaging of self is understanding that everything you do needs to be echoed with a validation, needs to receive a validating feedback from someone or a group of person. That's obviously why we all do what we do. Well, as artists, right? For example, when we post something online or when I do these things, obviously it is gratifying and it is validating to know that y'all are connected, y'all are going to be spending an hour with me, listening to me talking about a given topic, right? And obviously when you post on Instagram, and you post like a picture of you with a loved one, or you by the beach, or you in your shower room, or whatever the case, or bedroom, this and that, in this position, that, this, whatever. Everybody is looking to show a side of a moment in their lives, right? Because we have to acknowledge the fact that life is hard. We all know that. We don't want to be reminded that. We're being reminded enough about how tough and how messed up things are in life, especially with this whole pandemic we've been going through this whole year, and how messed up it has been for all of us, etc., etc. So it's very easy to fall into complete and total negativity. And so that starts enhancing senses and ideas and beliefs that, you know what, I am not worthy. So because I don't feel worthy and I don't feel enough for myself, let me try to look and be enough for others. Let me explain. If all you be showing is you in your whip, rocking the latest this, the latest that, or going on vacation and living your best life, and that's great. Nobody says that this means that you're again, you might think that I'm straying away from the topic, but I'm not. You'll see what to my point exactly where I'm going. You are just pretty much showing an image of yourself that you want people to see, but that may not always be who you are. Fair enough. Social medias, social networks, You don't want people to see your true life. They don't need to know, da 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 da. Fair enough. It's normal. Now, all right. You sell me an image of somebody. Oh, let's not even go far. I sell you an image of somebody that's very strong. Yes, I'm that. Yeah, I'm that. Okay, no, I control this. I got this all covered. Cool. Now, you get the chance to hang out with me, maybe for, a couple of hours at a venue where I perform, or, anywhere. And you start engaging in a conversation with me. And the next thing you notice is that the person that you're seeing on this side of the screen and on your side at the moment you meet that person is completely not the same. I mean, physically, yes, but like, oh, snap. That's if all I've been putting is a facade, because that facade covers up for my lack of confidence in everything else that obviously I've believed to be defining me. I'm not good enough, I'm too fat, I'm too this, I'm not enough that, I'm too much that. All these constructions. Then comes the idea of success. Spoke about this last week, and this is echoing the conversation that I had with y'all last week about success. This is the thing. Nothing successful can be achieved and reached if you keep feeding yourself thoughts that are depreciative, negative, obviously, to summarize the whole thing, and then making them part of you. You will appear successful, and you can be, again, a functional self-sabotage practitioner. Because some people know very well how to function within the realm of how they sabotage themselves. For example, procrastination. I'll do this tomorrow. Especially when it comes to well-being. Hey, you know what? You should, come on. Check this link out. Somebody that might motivate you, give you some inspiration, and show you some love, and within the words that they speak, you might be inspired. Papa Kesha, yes sir, merci beaucoup. For example, you then get that link from that friend, and you're like, oh, I don't have time to check that now, but I'll check it later. Okay. Yeah, but oh my God, you complain. So that's another thing. Self-sabotage behavior is also about complaining all the time about stuff. This is never good enough. This is never that enough. This is never this enough. It's always because of an external reason, and it's always because of something that you don't have control upon. That's another thing that people with self-sabotage behaviors practice a lot, and I get it, because you're not able to hold yourself accountable, because it brings you back to seeing yourself as a piece of shit that you're not, but you've built yourself to believe that you are a piece of shit, because of whatever people say to you or however people saw you. That's just the belief that you built, right? So, you procrastinate, you can't commit to anything. It's really hard, especially relationship. You want it, but then when it comes, you're not sure, so you have a hard time committing. You have a hard time even communicating with your friends, and being a so-called good friend, and so you also have this this issue to acknowledge that those people who want your best interest are really those you need to keep around you,